Hey guys, what is up? I hope you're all doing well. So today's video, I'm just gonna jump right in because I've watched my past few videos and I have a tendency to do a very long intro. So let's just talk some Star Wars. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, and that is why Attack of the Clones is personally my favorite Star Wars movie. I think it goes without saying, these are just all based on my opinions. Yes, I may be biased in some cases, but don't take this video too seriously. I'm not trying to push these opinions on anyone. I'm just simply justifying my reasoning. So after I mentioned in a previous video that Attack of the Clones was my personal favorite Star Wars movie, I got some backlash. And yes, I am aware that it is not typically the preferred movie out of the three prequels. Revenge of the Sith tends to get a lot of the spotlight. Yes, I love it as well. It is one of the best Star Wars movies, but I just love Attack of the Clones. But after I got some backlash, I was like, well, maybe it's just a phase and maybe my opinions have changed. No, I watched it the other night, and if anything, it just solidified why I loved it so much growing up and why I still love it now. So yes, let's just jump right into reasons why I think Attack of the Clones is underrated and why I think it's better than a lot of people give it credit for. So, reason number one, Padme Amidala screen time. I think it's pretty evident if you watch all of the prequels that Padme kicks butt in Attack of the Clones, and she is in literally a huge chunk of the movie, and she is a pivotal role in the plot. Yes, as an 8-year-old girl, watching Padme Amidala wield a blaster and like work her way out of the Geonosis like arena, like that was just insane. Let's just take a look at the archives. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Queen Padme Amidala, 21 minutes and 30 seconds of screen time, which is not bad. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Padme Amidala, 32 minutes and 15 seconds of screen time. Obi-Wan Kenobi, just for reference, has 34 minutes of screen time. So she's up there, right there with Obi-Wan.
This is a lot, people.
Then we get to Revenge of the Sith. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Revenge of the Sith, but Padme Amidala,
18 minutes and 15 seconds of screen time.
So yes, that is a main reason for me, and growing up, I grew up with the prequels, so I'm like an 8-year-old girl watching Padme Amidala have a huge role, and she's not just like a heroine in distress, she is showing that she can take care of herself.
Like a boss.
Reason number two, I think we all know, I'm still in love with Anakin, and as an 8-year-old, I had myself convinced that I was going to marry him, and you know, I was rewatching the movie and I was like, yes, I am justified, he is beautiful, and I love him, and I always will. Reason number three, in my opinion, Attack of the Clones does a great job of building up to Anakin's demise in Revenge of the Sith. A complaint that I have with the Revenge of the Sith, and I know others have, is that Anakin goes from being, you know, our favorite character, he's the hero, he's the protagonist, and with an hour of screen time, he goes from being that to killing younglings and choking out his wife. Anakin just, it seems like within a matter of 30 minutes, completely snaps and changes character. But this is why I love Attack of the Clones so much, and I feel like we overlook all of the foreshadowing that takes place in the second movie that builds up to Anakin's downfall, so that when we get to it, it's like, oh, this makes sense because of everything that happened with him emotionally in Attack of the Clones. One of my favorite parts in Attack of the Clones is the scene when he goes to find his mother and he's riding out in the desert on his speeder bike.
Duel of the Fates is playing in the background,
AKA my favorite song ever. I rewatched that scene and it gave me chills.
It's so intense.
It totally is foreshadowing his character as Vader, and I think that is just a part that tends to be forgotten when we think about Revenge of the Sith, which is why I think Attack of the Clones is so pivotal and it gets kind of overshadowed. Reason number four, and I have mentioned this, one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars, of course, is the Battle of Geonosis and the scene in the arena with Padme, Obi-Wan, and Anakin fighting off those creature thingies. When I was a kid, I loved that scene, obviously, because Padme works it like a boss. My brothers and I, we used to have the like action figures to go with it. We had like little toys of like each of the animals that they had to fight off in the scene. I just love that because I think, I don't know, that was just my favorite scene watching it as a kid, and I've watched it again as a 21-year-old, and I'm still obsessed with it. And of course, the Battle of Geonosis. I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars TV show because it focuses a lot on the Jedi, and we see a lot of the Jedi fighting together in that series more than we see in the movies. The Battle of Geonosis is where we see some of our favorite Jedi from the Clone Wars series all together. It is the most Jedi in one place fighting it out, and it is just, oh my god! We see our man Kit Fisto, some of my favorite Jedi, Shakti, Luminara, like, some of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars show are in this scene. Yes, it may be brief, but it is just, I love it. Reason number 5 is the presence of Coruscant in this movie. Coruscant, I have stated in the past, is my favorite planet. In the Clone Wars series, we see a lot more of Coruscant just in that show. It's very prominent, and it's why I love Attack of the Clones so much, partially because we see a huge tour of Coruscant pretty much when Obi-Wan and Anakin are chasing down the bounty hunter. On the topic of planets, Attack of the Clones has a lot of them, and we see a lot of different realms of the Star Wars universe. We've got Coruscant, Naboo, Tatooine, Kamino, Geonosis, obviously. So we're seeing a lot of different settings, and for me, I just enjoy that. It's just more of the universe, it's more locations, and I personally just enjoyed that aspect of the film. It's bouncing around from planet to planet, and we're seeing a lot more of the galaxy. Reason number 6 is I personally love seeing the behind the scenes in the droid facility and the clone facilities on Kamino and on Geonosis. I loved seeing this as a kid when I was watching the prequels growing up. And again, it reminds me of the Clone Wars TV show, which features a lot of Kamino, and we see a lot more of the cloning facility. I just love the scene in the droid facility on Geonosis when Anakin and Padme get themselves in a little bit of trouble there. I think this was just really cool to see not only the clone army being built as well as the droid army. And of course, another reason I love the film, besides from the Anakin getting his arm chopped off, we at least get to see Yoda fighting for the first time. He's one of my favorite characters, as I've mentioned, and he's who I fight as the most when I play Battlefront. I love him as a hero, so I just love that scene. Even though 8-year-old me was traumatized when Anakin's arm got chopped off. That hurt me when I was young. Again, I am not trying to force my opinion on anyone. I understand that Attack of the Clones is like kind of the laughingstock of the prequels. I think it does get overshadowed by Revenge of the Sith a lot, and I think that, you know, it's better than we all remember it to be. Yes, I'm not saying that Revenge of the Sith isn't good. I love Revenge of the Sith, but I just think, I don't know. Like I said, I thought it was a phase. I rewatched the movie, and it's still my favorite for those reasons. And yes, I know I may be biased with the whole Padme screen time thing. I can already see the comments.
You only care about Padme because you played Padme.
No, I have loved her since I was a kid, and specifically because of this movie. It's just sad to see her go from her role in Attack of the Clones, where she's fighting, she's in the arena, she's on the battlefield, she's defending herself, she falls out of a plane, gets the wind knocked out of her, falls on the sand, and still gets up because she's awesome. To see her go from that to Revenge of the Sith, to see her just be pregnant the whole time and not do anything near as cool as that, and then to just die of sadness is just... Again, it just contributes to why I love Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones is really my favorite, and I think it deserves some more credit. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you. I hope you enjoyed. I wanted to just take a minute to give a quick shout out to a very special friend, That Gold Taco. It is her birthday. Everyone give her a little shout out in the comments. She is very sweet, and this video is dedicated to her. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Go watch Attack of the Clones. Again, as always, I'm running out of video ideas, even though I've only made like 3 videos. Let me know in the comments what other videos you'd like to see. If you'd like to see my review of the other Star Wars movies, I would be happy to hear your suggestions. Okay, thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you as always, and I will see you guys very soon.